Yo, it's your boy Mambo, the Big Dog Command Room. Back again. You know what I'm saying? Hello, my friends. It's your boy Mambo, Big Dog Command Room. First and foremost, I want to thank the Lord for letting me see a new day. Let me get through it. Get me one step closer to just being better and greater. You know what I'm saying? Second thing, like, comment, subscribe. Man, I know y'all out here watching, man. I ain't dropped a video in like months. And y'all already looking at it. I got like 30 something views or something. I don't know. But, you know, if you won't look at it, first thing you should do is subscribe. I'm looking at you. You should subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 50. Right now I'm at 49. So I didn't need one. 49.50. 49.50. Somebody help me out. You know what I'm saying? And before I move on to what we're going to talk about today, I just want to thank the 49 subscriber. Number 49, I don't know who you was. I was trying to find your subscription name, your channel name, but I couldn't find it. But if I do find it, you know, I'll shout you out. If you subscribe, I'll shout you out. So that makes it even better. Who don't want to get shouted out, you know, on YouTube? I don't know, but it means absolutely nothing really, and it's free, but still, it's cool to get shouted out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a cool guy. You know what I'm saying? So we get shouted out by the cool guy. Let me stop. But yeah, man. That's all that. Today, we want to talk about the reactions of. And I know, I'm a little bit behind on everything. Everybody else is kind of on top of all the news. But like I said, I'm not a Washington Redskin Commanders news reporter. I'm just a dude that likes to talk about Washington football and football in general. And but I say all that to say, today we're going to talk about the offensive and defensive coordinators at for the Washington Commanders. It's newly hired Kliff Kingsbury, aka Ron Burgundy. If you ever hear me reference Ron Burgundy or say Ron Burgundy, I'm talking about Kliff Kingsbury because of that voice. Yeah, man. We're going to go out there. We're going to have an aggressive offense. There's not going to be a Ron Burgundy. I know Ron Burgundy's like more like this, but and Joe Whit Jr. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it, man. I actually want to say the best for last, cause that's fair. The shorter, more condensed, and like, you know, kind of straight to the point version or person is Kliff Kingsbury. I'm gonna talk about the press conference, and I'm also gonna talk about his interview with the command center. Before I get into it though, I want to shout out just to Washington Commanders media team that's done a lot of improvements to their media squad. They're getting better with doing interviews, getting the audio right, and just the content that they've been putting out, especially with the Commanders Room or whatever with Logan Paulson and Fred Smoot, Santana Moss and London Fletcher and stuff. Like, shout out to them. They're doing a tremendous job, like, you know, just putting out good content and watchable, viewable content, enjoyable content. So, yeah, let's get into that. I watched the interview and I watched the Commander Room, whatever thing they call it. I don't know. I don't feel like looking it up. But you know what I'm talking about. If you follow the Commanders log, they interviewed Kliff Kingsbury and Joe Whit Jr. So, first and foremost, Kliff, like I said, Ron Burgundy, amazing voice, just phenomenal, spectacular. First thing I noticed about him in the interview with Logan Paulson is his eyes is as baggy as a mug. And I've heard stories from Sam Fortier on Craig Kaufman's show, and from David Rye, that Kliff Kingsbury gets into the facility at like 4:30 in the morning. So this dude is a workaholic, eats, sleeps, breathes football, and always trying to think of ways to improve and evolve. So, you know, at the press conference, he's, you know, getting his introductions in. just didn't know. I heard like shout out to Rio who was talking about his voices being like ASMR. I wouldn't say it's ASMR, like, you know, because I don't know. For me, that's kind of weird to be, because it's supposed to be soothing and stuff. I don't know. But but I would say that I didn't expect his voice to be that deep. Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought his voice would kind of be like, yeah, it's be a great time to be here. Shit. But yeah, he got into it. And Nikki Giovanni is one of my favorite reporters. She asked him the question that all of us wanted to know: how did you like go from the Raiders to us, like, you know, like that? And but she asked him in a unique way. She's like, talk about your journey into getting here. Like, what's the process? And he just like very close to the vest, very like, you know, discreet. Used a lot of discretion about the stuff that he wanted to say. So I feel like all of them, like even from Josh Harris to Adam Peters to Dan Quinn to down, like, you know what I'm saying, to the coaching staff, all of them have done a great job of just kind of like not saying more than what they should, like, you know what I'm saying. And I don't know if that was something that they discussed prior to, or this just something that they came in the door with, or like this is just something to discuss. We're not letting anything leak out that we don't need to, you know what I'm saying. So he's just like, yeah, I don't really want to talk about that. He really was just, I really respected him for just sticking to that the whole time. It's like, if he didn't feel comfortable talking about something, he wasn't going to talk about it. If he wanted to talk about it and it was still kind of touchy, he kept it short, kept it brief, and said what he had to say, and then kept it moving. So cool dude, seems like, you know what I'm saying. My concern is just like, you know, like everybody's like, they talked about how his offense is stalled in the end of the year, and I watched how that one year where the Cardinals was like unstoppable, it was like undefeated, and then they just kind of spiraled out of control and rode off the side of the road at the end of the year. And it's like, what happened, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, my concern is like, will he be able to be better than that this time around, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm not opposed to air raid, and he said that he runs the ball a lot like he did when he was in Arizona. But I want to see some like I formation, like, you know, some like we gonna get after it, like some like, you know, downhill running and stuff like that, you know. And the pistol formation is like a kind of variation of the I formation, so that's a cool thing. It helps your running back get downhill, but I just want to see variations. I don't want to see just spread out all the time, you know what I'm saying? But I am excited to see this creativity brought here, and hopefully he is not just saying it because it's just like Scott Turner said, oh, we're going to use everybody, like actually use these people, like, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't even say Airbnb, because Airbnb was more like, I don't care who gets the ball, we're going to collectively drag our behinds. Like, this is different. He's like, I want to see how each person works. I want to see how the quarterback works, how he thinks, how he moves and stuff like that. Learn about these guys, learn about how they do move. And, you know, we're going to move from there, you know what I'm saying? So it's just very interesting. You know, he shouted out Mike Leach and just how he got his start and stuff like that, but he just like, we're not going to be on that, like, you know what I'm saying? And I like how they have all these offensive minds. Used to be offensive coordinators, used to be head coaches and stuff like that. I'm going to repeat this again later, but it's like, we can get excited as much as we can about this, but, you know what I'm saying, it's still like wait and see. You know, I'm excited about it, you know what I'm saying? I honestly didn't really like I don't know, I mean, I don't feel any, like, I'm not too hyped or too upset by Kliff Kingsbury. I like the hire, it's cool, I guess we just gotta see. But I feel the only hirings I was upset with was mainly on the offensive side of the ball, Brian Johnson and Bobby Johnson, the Johnsons, you know what I'm saying? But Brian Johnson is a former offensive coordinator now. Anthony Lynn, I believe, was an offensive coordinator before, don't get me wrong. But he's also a head coach, you know what I'm saying? And even Brian Johnson is an assistant head coach now. So like, you know, there's a lot of experience, you know, on that side of the ball, just like it is on the defensive side of the ball. But I want to say, just because they were former offensive coordinators or they former head coaches or whatever, that does not mean that we're going to be successful. Now, I'm not saying that, like, you know, to be pessimistic. I'm trying to be realistic, but I'm leaning on the side that, you know, we should be successful. Like, I'm optimistic. I'm hoping. I'm thinking that this is going to be legit. You know what I'm saying? This is not just something like, because we did that with the last regime. Oh, Ron Rivera used to be a defensive coordinator. He used to be a linebacker. Jack Del Rio used to be a head coach and defensive coordinator and a former linebacker. We got 2 former linebackers. They're going to get the linebacker room right, and we're going to have the best defense because we got 2 defensive minds that used to, like, you know, just going to just, and we didn't see none of that. No, not even close. Only 1 year. And even the year that we got the daggone second best defense in the league, I'm just like, how? What? We did? You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is, man. But yeah, like, you know, I got off on the tangent, but like I said, I like how he just kind of kept things short, said what he had to say. Like, they asked about it, you know, trying to pry and see what he think about Caleb. He's like, he's a good kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Love to work with him. And that was it, you know what I'm saying? And he got on to the next question. He talked about Lane Kiffin, or I think it's Lane Kiffin. No, it's not. Lane Kiffin's in Ole Miss. What's the dude's name? I forgot his name, but the head coach for the USC Trojans. Talked about that experience and stuff like that, and we just talking about what type of quarterback. They just want to get a read and stuff like that. But it's like, these dudes just got here, bro. It's like me, that's like me moving to a new state and wanting to buy a house, and they're like, what kind of house are you looking at? What do you want? What you think about getting a house? And I'm just, bro, I don't even know what the houses look like out here. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know nothing. Like, but yeah, man. It's like, yeah, like, I moved to a new state, and they're just like, what kind of house you want? I don't know. I don't know what the school district looking like if I had kids. I don't know what the neighborhood looking like. I don't know nothing about this daggone state. Like, and you asking me what I want to get already. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like, what type of quarterback do you want to get? And he answered right. I want Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes just won 3 Super Bowls. Like, you know what I'm saying? 2 back to back. So, you know, it wasn't really much there, like, you know what I'm saying? But I like Kliff Kingsbury, like, you know, from what I've gathered, from the Logan Paulson, interview, that he kind of said the same things, just like, you know, what he wants to do, like, as far as like, you know, bringing something new in, like how he connects with the players, how he wants to learn from the players and stuff like that. His experience in college, like last year, and like, you know, the opportunity to be around some young people, and then we got having money and stuff like that, which is different. It was a cool thing for him to experience, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's not too much to, like, you know, gather from it. He's straight clean. I'm sure if you get to know him and stuff like that, he probably a funny dude, like, you know, probably a cool dude to get a beer with. If he drinks beer, he look like he'd be working out, you know what I'm saying, and whatever. But it's just, yeah, like, you know, just a dude, like, you know what I'm saying. Now the superstar of the whole shebang is Joe Whit Jr. and stuff like that. And so loved his press conference. I was definitely hyped, you know, by what he was talking about. He was just like, you know, I've been ready for this experience, like, you know, for years. I know I've been ready. I'm very confident that I can do this stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I love that he talk that junk, man. Talk that junk until they prove you otherwise, or prove them right, you know what I'm saying? Prove yourself right, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to him. I love, like, you know, he was already off the gate, like, we want to play a physical style of defense. We gonna play a violent style of defense. You know, the way we play not gonna be for everybody. And if you can't play it, then you can't be on this team. You gonna have to go. We gonna hit somebody. We gonna crack some head. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny the way he be talking. The way he talk, you'd have thought he was a defensive back in the league. I thought the way he was talking, I thought he played in the league. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because he's talking about how he's best friends with Ryan Clark. best friends with Marcus Washington and stuff like that. You know, these different people. I'm thinking Ryan Clark. You know what I'm saying? The way Ryan Clark go downhill and used to crack people with no regard for his own health and well-being. Like, you know what I'm saying? From what I heard, Marcus Washington was a great player. I never really kept with him. That's kind of before my time. You know what I'm saying? I might look up some highlights, but I'm thinking like he played in the league and he was like, he met these guys there and like, you know, he probably met them associated with his dad and being in the league, coaching the league and stuff like that. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still like I'm thinking like this dude knows how this NFL stuff go back in the day. You know, back in the 2000s, like all from the A's, shoot, football, like when football was football, all the way up to the late 2000s. You know, when football was football, I'm thinking that he played in those eras, like, you know what I'm saying. But the way he be talking, but it turned out he's former wide receiver at Auburn, redshirted and stuff like that. I'm skipping around because I just recently just watched his interview with London and Fred and Tanner and stuff like that. But yeah, it turns out he started there and then he became a coach and assistant coach or some GA or whatever, and then just kind of moved up in the ranks and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I just like, you know, like how he talks, like, you know, how he carries himself. He just very sure, and like, you know what I'm saying, and he seemed like he gonna get after you, like, you know what I'm saying, like if you mess up or you not on your stuff, he gonna get after you. He not playing about it. So I like that type of coaching, but it's like, and I feel like defensive players are able to handle that more than an offensive player, because like, I don't know, like, not to say offensive players so soft or whatever, because I play the offense, but you know, some of them don't have that same mentality. You had to be differently up here. It'll be different up here to play defense, like on a consistent basis and be really good. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I like him though. He's talking about his connection with Dan Quinn and like, you know, how nice he is. It's so nice. Dan Quinn writing handwritten letters for him and helping his son with his technique and stuff like that. Just good things. He seemed like a good dude, and it's just cool, man. I like how he emphasized hitting hard and you know, turning the ball over, and I think that's going to be very conducive for us to become better, you know, on that side of the ball. There's so many picks, so many opportunities where we could have had picks like this year, even with Jack DeVille's scheme and Ron Rivera's scheme, and we didn't because we dropped it, or we did just swatted the ball down. That's happened for the past like 2-3 years, like, you know, some stuff. There's so many picks that we could have had. It's almost like Carlos Rogers. Like, if y'all really know, like, you know, the Redskins of our time, like, you know, I'm 30. If you know the Redskins of that time, you know Carlos Rogers, and know he couldn't catch anything. You know, I don't want to say the other phrase, but y'all know if you know what I mean. Yeah. So I mean, there's really not much I could say that anybody else has already said about the interview, but I want to talk about, his press conference, but I want to talk about the interview. So, first and foremost, I want to talk about the players that I think will benefit most. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody's been talking about Quan Martin, which is cool. I'll talk about that in another video. I think Quan Martin will benefit from this. I think Emmanuel Forbes will benefit. Interesting enough, because it's like coaches are talking about these players. They're talking about Quan Martin and Emmanuel Forbes and stuff like that. But I think the player that's going to benefit a lot and really like make a difference and come out swinging and stuff like that is Derek Forrest. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's already a fast, athletic dude, loves to put a hit on somebody and sometimes pick up somebody, slam them and stuff like that. I think he's going to do very well in this defense. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a sleeper. A lot of people have forgot about Derek Forrest. It's almost like for Darian Mathis, but I don't think. But Derek Forrest has already proven that he's more productive than for Darian Mathis. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's going to thrive in this defense, and it's a sleeper because it's like he was out the whole season. Nobody was really thinking about him. Nobody was really thinking about Fedarian Mathis, but the only thing is Fedarian Mathis came back and he didn't do anything. So if Derek Force can figure out a way to stay healthy, not saying he's injury prone or nothing like that, but if he can stay healthy and is receptive to this, like I think he would do very well. Another person that I think would do very well, hopefully with all the guys that can develop secondary players on the defensive side of the ball, is Percy Butler. Because when you really look at it, he's almost like Jamin Davis. He's almost like the version of Jamin Davis. But one thing is, Percy Butler is drafted in the 5th round, so it's like you can't really expect. Well, I think it was the 5th round. Yeah, you can't really expect too much from him because he's a 5th round player. But as far as like I always say, Jamin Davis is clearly and obviously our best linebacker. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Percy Butler is our best safety, but he is our best true safety. He is our only true safety. Derek Forrest can play free safety sometimes, but he's not a free safety. I think he's more of a hybrid box safety, strong safety, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, we always kind of had these 3 safety sets, so Derek sometimes has to play back there in order for everybody else to fit in. But I think another person that can improve, because I think he has good skills, good tangible, good just instincts as far as like being in the middle of the field, is Percy Butler. So if he can be receptive and really catch on to what the defense they're trying to run, which they say they're trying to do their best to make sure that, like, you know, players learn. That's another thing. He talked about being dyslexic. I'm not really dyslexic, but sometimes I have, like, I got like ADD or trouble comprehending things. So I appreciate somebody that's like, that appreciates and takes time to give knowledge and teach a creative learner, as he called it. So shout out to him for that. But it's like, shoot, like some of these players learn differently. So if he can teach Percy Butler to play at his best, then that's somebody that can step up truly, like, you know, in that spot, like, you know what I'm saying, and be our true free safety, you know. So and hopefully we bring back Cam Curl. I would love to have Cam Curl in this defense. Like, I think he would thrive just because how smart he is and what he contributes to our team, you know what I'm saying. And, like, you know, who knows, he may be able to get, like, you know, they may be able to figure out ways to get him in position to get more turnovers, you know what I'm saying, and to get his value up and help him become better, you know what I'm saying. So that'd be awesome, like, you know what I'm saying. But I just can't wait for the secondary to be better. And he talked about how important the secondary is to the defensive line in the front, to be married, like, you know, in the pass rush and in the back end coverage, you know what I'm saying, so they can be one. So he said when he was the pass game coordinator, he's talking to the defensive line just as much as he's talking to secondary. Like, I need y'all to pin y'all ears back and do y'all thing, you know what I'm saying, and for lack of a better term, and, like, you know, go ahead, like, and go after him, you know what I'm saying. So that's that. But getting back into the interview with the guys, he talked about his journey coming up to that, and I love what he was like, you know. So he probably always dreamed of becoming a defense coordinator, or the goal is defense coordinator. He was like, man, the goal is to be a head coach. So this man want to be so good that he gonna leave us, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, I hope he's that good, but at the same time, don't leave us. He just got here. Please don't leave us. Don't leave me, Whit. Don't leave me, Joe. Stay with the Redskins. Let me stop. Yeah, so that's cool though. Like, you know what I'm saying. I just like when he kind of humbly talk his stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying. It's just like, I ain't gonna talk about me much, but, you know, I can't really say anybody else that do it like me. You know what I'm saying. And he had from what I believe was 176 interceptions, like in his time with Green Bay, I believe. I don't know if it was just Green Bay and like, you know, his stints afterwards or just Green Bay, but either way, that's a lot of interceptions. And I don't know the span of how many years, but either way, that's a lot of interceptions. A lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes teams only have like barely 10, like, you know what I'm saying, in the season. You know? So imagine you having 176 and probably I forget how long he was a coach in the Green Bay, but that's a lot, bro. You gotta be averaging like 20 a season on some stuff. Like, if you're averaging, like, say if you're averaging 20 a season for 9 seasons, 9 seasons, it's a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the dude is like, he talking his junk. So I need him to talk his junk and it be here. You know what I'm saying? But I really liked it, man. Just talking about, like, you know, like the ball is life and stuff like that. You know, I love that. You know, people talking about, oh, that was all simple stuff. No, the ball is like, we got to get the ball. It's so many times where I'm just like, because I played defense when I was a kid, like, you know what I'm saying. So I like the defense side. I just can't, like, you know, I'm not. It's not my thing, like, you know what I'm saying. Not that I'm scared to hit. It's just I just can't get that concept. But I love that. I love defense. I love, like, good defenses, and, like, you know what I'm saying. I hate when we miss turnovers and miss opportunities to flip field or change momentum and stuff like that. Take advantage of it, like, you know. And I feel like this is a guy that can really get after it. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the ball is like, we need the ball. We need the ball more than air and stuff like that. That's something that connects to me. You know what I'm saying? And I just love the way he just kind of, like, just how he talks. Like, he talks about how we're going to play, what the mission is, what we're going to do. Like, it just motivates them. Like, you watch the interview, you can go watch the command thing. He's talking about it. In fact, I can try to see if I can find it. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there talking, and he got London and Fred Smoot fighting each other. They gonna near fighting each other, talking about who could really play for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could have played for him. I'm about to scrap up right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every football player that's been a football player, you listen to that press conference and you listen to the interview and tell me that you're not motivated to go out there and play some football, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the dude is like, you know what I'm saying? So I really like the guy, man. And he just smooth, he real calm, and just, but I know he gonna get on you, bro. He real calm. That's why I like. I'm gonna talk about another coach that I think is like that too. You know what I'm saying? But it's just different. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm just gonna show you this so I can.
But we're a leverage-based show. Okay.
Look.
And understanding that if I miss, I have multiple guys running to the ball. We're going to hunt the football.
Mm-hmm.
And like I just told the staff in there, you know, the way we live is not for everybody.
Not for.
All right? And so understand what I'm saying.
Understand?
It's not for everybody the way that we're going to get
not
down.
For the weak.
All right? So if you don't want to hunt the ball,
you better get down.
you don't want to go and play with a level of tenacity that's second to none,
Go.
this ain't the defense for you.
More.
Because we're going to go run and hit people. We might not do anything else, all right? But we're going to run and get the ball. I can tell you we're going to do that, all right? And now, from schematically and doing the right things and all that, we'll get to that. But we have to play a certain way. And that's how we're going to play.
Look. See? They fighting over, man. The dude.
Like, and the fact that you see how those men are in their 40s, 30s, they're 40, they're in their 40s, like, you know what I'm saying, at this point. And excited, like, ready to strap up to go run through a wall for this guy, like, you know what I'm saying. And if you know, you just know, man, like, you know what I'm saying. And he's a guy, he's gonna be a star for us, man. I just hope he can stay here more than 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Can you give us 2-3 years and then you can do what you gotta do? You know what I'm saying? But just like, he's a dude, man. I love how he just talks about. It's easy to understand, like, you know what I'm saying, like what he's looking for and I feel like he conveys that so well. I mean, even in that short thing, he just like the long arms, like you're doing shoulder tackling, and you're giving it leverage so that other teammates can come in and tackle him. It's like, yeah, it makes sense, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you gotta be, I mean, you already gotta be kind of like out your mind to play football in the first place, but you gotta be out your mind to play defense, like, you know what I'm saying, and hit hard and be violent. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, it just does something to the football player and the guys, you know what I'm saying. I know I keep saying that and it sounds like I'm repeating myself, which I probably am, but I just don't understand, bro. This dude is a dude, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? This dude is different. And I just love how, I didn't know his background, like I was saying earlier. I'm thinking he played defense back all the time. Like, this dude's a wide receiver, so he's kind of like those cornerbacks that played wide receiver, like Trayvon Diggs. That's probably why he connected with him so well, and he was so successful with him. And other players, like, I can't remember the other, it's a lot of cornerbacks that converted to, converted from wide receivers to cornerbacks, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, for him to have that background, and they're very successful because they know the routes and how receivers stem off the ball and stuff like that. So he has knowledge of both sides of the ball. He's had the experience in those coaching as a player and in coaching to see the offensive side and see the defensive side, and then have years of defensive experience, like, you know what I'm saying, to understand what he wants, what he's looking for, and be able to do that. Another thing he talked about was how Dan Quinn helped to develop him, like, and prepared him for the defensive coordinator position. Like, he's talking about like a preseason, like Dan Quinn comes up to him and is like, what we gonna run? He's like, I don't know, like, shoot, I didn't know you was gonna have me doing that. And then next time he came prepared, like the next game he came prepared and was like, all right, if it's so-and-so, 2nd and 5, 3rd, whatever it is, he knows what to go to, you know what I'm saying? He knows what to call because he had a play sheet or whatever. So, the fact that he's been developed and the fact that Dan Quinn's going to develop this whole coaching staff, hopefully, is exciting, man. I'm excited for the future of where we're going with this team. But at the same time, still reserved because this is still Washington. And, because we're Washington, we do Washington stuff. If you know, you know. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still on a wait and see approach. You know what I'm saying? But I can't say that I'm not excited about this guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think, but I will say it will be quite disappointing or confusing, or disappointing, confusing, perplexing to see if the secondary is not successful after that. So it is what it is. Yeah, man. That's pretty much it, man. If you haven't done so already, you watching, you guys, if you haven't done so already, you already got to the end of this video, man. Hit the subscribe button, man. And help me get to 50. I just need one more. Can we get to 50? 50, 49, 47, 50. Help me get there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends about it. And comment, you know what I'm saying? Like, this, have a conversation with me. I talk back. Like, I really do respond to these stuff. Even if it's just one comment. Like, we still building up. You know what I'm saying? Don't you want to see a successful black man get to the next level? Just grow from 50 to 100, 49 to 50, 50 to 100, 100 to 100,000, and get this thing going. And don't you want to be part of history, like, you know what I'm saying, where it's just like, yo, I remember when he was sitting on the couch with a blanket behind him, you know what I'm saying, and now he doing the same thing. It's like, nah, I don't know, like, we're gonna figure it out, you know what I'm saying, just growth, just watch the growth, like, I already done things to help improve the quality of this. So got the tripod, it was literally sitting on books. I wish I could show you. Used to sit on books, and then he had no intro. It was just me just cutting in and out. And now I got an outro. Man, you know what I'm saying? Got a thumbnail, got all that. So, we just coming up and getting better and better. So you know, y'all stick with the journey, y'all stick with the kid. Got y'all, you know what I'm saying? But it's your boy Marvel, Big Dog Command Room. Until next time, y'all be safe and peace, love, and hair grease.